Hello everybody, Perko here with this week's pontification. This week's subject, mental health. And the article and this vlog is based on some research I did put out by the BBC. So it relates to the UK. But I'm sure there are many other countries that have similar situations to the UK. Now, one of the things that they did was they came up with a survey that they sent out to 5,000 doctors, and about 15% actually sent replies. A minor majority said people are being overdiagnosed. Basically, one of the comments that they came up with is that stress is not an illness. They're right about that, but they didn't seem to be interested in looking about why it's not an illness, or why it affects some people and not other people. And what is it about today that wasn't true of, say, 40, 50 years ago, when terms like ADHD and autism, I never heard those when I was a kid. Never, not once. Although I will tell you, from a personal experience, I grew up with a stepson who was diagnosed ADHD, and so it is a real thing. Although it wasn't, shall we say, something that people talked that much about when I knew him, which was probably maybe 40 years ago now. Maybe not 40 years. Yeah, about 40 years ago now. Anyway, so one of the issues around this, excuse me notes here, 20% of the UK have anxiety or depression issues. 20%. In the 16 to 24 age group, it's 25% of people are diagnosed. And once they're diagnosed, because there aren't all the other support, well, there is some, but not a lot, they're given medication, which in other words knocks them out. Now, another thing that was in this survey was an article written up, or a survey put forward by the mental health charity called Mind. And what their director said was that this was the phrase they used. This is the phrase they attached to this survey: Adult Psychiatric Morbidity Survey. So it's almost like they're saying to people, oh, well, there is this issue, and are you affected by it? And people going, oh, well, yeah, life is a bit more stressful, yeah. But they never talk about why. And it seems to me that if you want to reduce something, you need to know why, as being a lot more important than the fact that it is or it isn't happening. Because if it is happening, and it obviously is to a certain extent, to quite a high number of people, you need to know why. But they never talk about that. Why? Simple. It's all about money. The doctors make money out of it. The charities make money out of it. Because if there weren't people with mental health issues, well, there wouldn't be as much work around, would there? Well, that's my cynical view anyway. So, why is it people are more stressed out now than they used to be? Well, there's a lot more stress out there than there used to be. I remember when I was a kid, I read a newspaper article saying there were 600,000 unemployed at the time. I don't know what the number is now, but I'm sure it's a lot higher than that. Houses were affordable. Inflation was under control. There wasn't the breakdown in harmony within the community. But that's an immigration issue, and that's not what I'm talking about today. So what is it that's causing people to be more stressed out? Well, if you've watched any of my other videos, you will know. The point is, it's part of the fight-flight. When your brain perceives that you are under threat, then it puts cortisol and adrenaline into your body. Those two substances cause you to be stressed so you can be active to do something about the danger. Run away, fight, whatever. But the problem is, life is so stressful today that we are getting buzzed all the time with that stuff. And so the problem is, when you come home at night, what happens? You can't sleep. Well, you sit in front of the TV and fall asleep in front of that. Or you take medication or alcohol, whatever. But you don't sleep naturally. You don't wake up naturally. You need coffee. Throw coffee down your throat. Or one of those sports drinks, just so that you can get up to speed. That's not a good way to be. And that's what I think so many people are now stressed out to the max. What can we do about that? The answer's pretty simple. Live somewhere where it's not stressful. Okay? That's where I am today. Let me know what you think. Ta-da for now.